Well, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your Kannadiga Praveen and a new video. Which bike do we have right in front of us? And why do we have a different bike? I'll be answering all your questions in a bit. But have a small CCTV footage. You might have to take a look at this before I explain why do I have an adventure bike and where is my Duke 390. There we go. I was cleaning my bike and I see all of a sudden one of my friend passing by. I just quickly wanted to grab the bike, that is this adventure, and give my bike to him. So we instantly switched the bikes. He went for the work, I'm going for a ride. Where exactly am I riding? You guys will get to know about that very soon. But before that, let's fill the fuel. Normal petrol. Barata sound. Alright, the bike is full. We are en routing towards Tumkur. Why Tumkur? Why now? It was a sudden plan that I made, and it's not a sudden plan with this bike. The sudden plan was riding towards Tumkur was on from yesterday night. I wanted to do a ride with my bike, but unfortunately I got adventure, and I feel it will be very fantastic to ride this bike. The weather is not that great as well, and since it is a sudden plan, I don't have my gloves and riding jacket on. Well, most of the times when you get an opportunity, you have to use the opportunity, right? So that's what I'm doing right now. I'll quickly explain you guys the specification about this bike, and this bike is almost 5,189 kilometers done. He bought it not more than 2 months ago. I have a quick video of him buying this bike, since I was the one who suggested this bike, and this bike is very fantastic, I would say. This is the reason riding at this time is a bad idea. Within the city, it's always like this on Saturday and Sunday. Everyone are lazy, everyone are sleepy, everyone just don't want to give the road or the way. So I'll tell you a small story. When I wanted to choose a bike between Adventure 390 and Duke 390. Why did I even choose Duke 390? Because it was a little bit cheaper, I would say. At the time I was buying my Duke 390, Adventure X was not at all introduced. Well, why am I cribbing about it right now? So I eagerly wanted to own an adventure bike, and Adventure 390, the actual Adventure 390 was almost 4,70,000 when I was planning to buy. Right now we do have an Adventure X and we are going on an adventure. And where exactly are we going? We are riding towards Mandaragiri Hills. This bike right here lacks 6 features than the standard version of its big brother, the Adventure 390. What exactly does it lack? What are those 6 features? Number 1, as you can already notice in the bike, the color display. Why is there no color display? To reduce the cost. Before even that, I'll tell you how much this bike costed. It was just around 3,40,000. This bike has a black and white display, and that's where the first price got reduced. How much would cost the color display? It will cost around 30,000, but this display right here will cost only 10,000 to 12,000. And it doesn't have additional buttons here like my bike. So this entire thing is one set, the buttons, the color display and everything. Moving on, the second feature, this bike doesn't have cornering ABS. What is cornering ABS? You guys will definitely know what cornering ABS is. It's one of the key feature to have or to not to have in every bike. Why is that? When you are bending in the corner, these ABS brakes will not make you go beyond. It will give you a complete control on your bike. So you're buying an adventure bike, would you prefer having a cornering ABS or a proper riding stance? So if you ask me, I would say I'll definitely prefer for a proper seating stance. I will not prefer to have back pain if I ride for 200-300 kilometers in a stretch. The cornering ABS is something like that. You're going in a road like this, are you going to bend at the corner, or are you going to sit straight, ride very comfortably in this kind of traffic? right? Cornering ABS was not mandatory, and they removed that feature in this bike. So moving on to the third feature, quick shifter. This bike lacked the quick shifter, and I would suggest in KTM I never had a better experience with quick shifter. Even in my bike, it feels very low quality. It feels very less qualified to use in this kind of traffic. The only place where we get to use that is on a highway. When we are going on a long stretch, you really want to drive the bike and you're going for a drag, you can expect a quick shifter to perform better at that time, but not right now. That's the third feature that is lacking from standard version of KTM Adventure and Adventure 390X. Moving on to a fourth feature, it does not have spoke wheels. As you guys already know, they have removed the spoke wheels and they have fixated the alloy wheels in this bike. I would say for an adventure bike it is a mandatory thing to have the spoke wheel, because it will manage the off-roading thing in a very special way, the spoke wheels. But when it comes to alloy, nah, it is not going to perform. I would say they could have given spoke wheels for this Adventure X as well. But however, spoke wheel will cost a little bit higher price than alloy wheels. There are once again advantages and disadvantages of the spoke wheel, because it will have a tube tire, and hence they maintained and removed the spoke wheels and given the alloy wheels. So the other feature that this bike lacks is riding modes. You can expect to have this big brother to have riding modes, which is city mode, rain mode, to have a better control even when you are riding in a rain. But you cannot expect the same with this bike unless I need it. I do not particularly prefer to have road modes or ride modes and switch every time, unless this is a super bike. At least a super bike should always have these kind of ride modes, but this bike will do it fantastically even without the ride modes. The next feature that you can expect to lack in this bike is traction control. Okay, so we can think about that for this bike. Yes, traction control is really important to this bike, but however, not mandatory. Why is the traction control not mandatory for this bike? Unless you know to ride a gear motorcycle, you don't really want to expect to have a traction control in your bike. So that is why it is not mandatory. And why is it important to have a traction control? So at some point, you can't even expect that would be on the road. You keep riding and you instantly feel the back wheel started spinning too fast and you're on the road. Here is an example of me riding my Duke 390 without traction control. You see, why did I even show this example for you guys? I was riding and I was trying to overtake a vehicle from the right side, and there was a loose gravels on the road. What else do you expect to have on Indian roads? What are the obstacles? Yes, in this kind of scenario it is really important to have traction control. So that feature is not available in this bike, and there is an additional feature that they have given, and I really appreciate for that. It's called ride by wire. So this bike also has ride by wire. What is ride by wire? Before, you used to have a throttle by wire, right? There'll be a wire which will go to throttle body, which will connect there, and you give the acceleration, the throttle body is going to open up and give you the pace to pick up the speed. But what about it right now in this bike? Where is the throttle wire now? Yes, it has been replaced to ride by wire, which is a pretty good option here. It is electronically controlled, or it is electronically controlling the throttle body to open and close by sending the signal. I hope you guys understood what are the 6 features that lack and what one additional feature that this bike has. It's a normal Saturday afternoon, the sunny day, I'm not wearing any protective gears. I'm damn sure that I'll be tanned out by the time I reach back my home. Since it was a sudden plan, I didn't even have an idea if I will be riding today. That's a crazy decision that I'll take every now and then. I will definitely not regret my decision. Someone is asking me whether do you want to ride today or do you want to take rest, because it was a long weekend and you have been struggling for the week to complete your work and get it done. So do you want to rest this week or ride this week? I'll 100% say I'll ride this week. I would not give an option, or I would not take an excuse, oh, this week has been so tiring, man. How am I even going to ride for that 70-80 kilometers in the city traffic? Yes, I creep a lot about it in city traffic, but at the same time, I'll definitely ride. Why do you think I want to ride? Riding is love, man. And so I got a very good motivation as soon as I saw this bike. All thanks to Akash. And he doesn't know that I'm still riding for Mandaragiri Hills. I just told him that I'll review this bike and I'll get, since he is very close to me, I hope he will understand me. This bike is crazily built. The pickup is as lovely as 390's missions, you know. Believe me or not, I'm in Bangalore since the launch of Metro, and I had been on Metro only once for my entire lifetime. Let me know in the comment section, guys, whoever are in Bangalore and use Metro every day from Monday to Friday, since it's office time or office hours, how often do you guys use Metro and how crowded is it from Monday to Friday? Alright guys, hope you did enjoy this cute episode about pros and cons of this bike, and I'll explain more in the next episode. Since I have already reached Parle-Jitall, I'll just change the battery quickly, and I'll see you in a bit. Until the next episode, guys, have a lovely day, have the best day, take care, and happy weekend. Bye bye.